American carrier strike groups blockade Taiwan. Chinese invasion fleet burns in the strait. PLA Air Force loses 340 aircraft in 3 days. Beijing's assault on Taiwan collapses. Washington celebrates strategic victory. Then at 3:47 a.m., North Korean artillery opens fire on Seoul. Russian bombers penetrate Alaskan airspace. Iranian speedboats swarm the Persian Gulf. Pakistan mobilizes along Indian border. What started as Taiwan defense becomes global crisis. China just opened 4 fronts simultaneously. This is coordinated warfare at continental scale. June 8, 2025, the Taiwan conflict enters its 4th week. United States Navy established complete maritime dominance. 3 carrier strike groups operating in Philippine Sea and South China Sea. USS Ronald Reagan, USS Carl Vinson, USS Abraham Lincoln, 11 destroyers, 6 cruisers, 4 submarines, total of 68 surface combatants projecting overwhelming firepower. Chinese attempted amphibious invasion on May 15th. American submarines sank 47 landing ships in first 72 hours. F-35 fighters from Japanese bases destroyed PLA air cover. B-2 bombers eliminated Chinese air defenses along Fujian coast. By June 1st, Chinese invasion capability was shattered. 87,000 PLA soldiers drowned or captured. 340 aircraft destroyed, 89 ships sunk. The largest military defeat China suffered since Korean War. Beijing's humiliation is total and public. American intelligence expected Chinese negotiation, peace talks, face-saving diplomatic solution, international mediation. Instead, China doubles down, not in Taiwan, everywhere else. The strategy is brilliant and terrifying. If America commits to Taiwan, exploit American weakness everywhere else. Open multiple fronts simultaneously. Force dispersion of American forces. Create crises faster than Pentagon can respond. This isn't just war. This is strategic orchestration designed to break American global dominance through overextension. North Korea moves first. At 3:47 a.m. Korean time on June 8th, 340 artillery pieces open fire on Seoul from positions along the DMZ. Long-range 170mm guns, multiple rocket launchers, short-range ballistic missiles. The barrage is sudden, coordinated, devastating. First shells hit downtown Seoul at 3:48 a.m., government district, financial center, residential neighborhoods. 10 million people waking to explosions. Air raid sirens wail. Citizens rush to shelters. South Korean military scrambles to respond. But North Korea planned this for decades. Pre-positioned ammunition, hardened artillery positions, overlapping fields of fire. This isn't improvised attack. This is execution of long-prepared plan. What's your immediate reaction? Type A if this seems like desperate Chinese move. Type B if this is calculated strategic brilliance. American forces in South Korea go to maximum alert within minutes, 2,800 troops. 2 Patriot missile batteries activate. F-16 fighters scramble from Osan Air Base. Apache helicopters prepare for counter-battery missions. But response takes time. North Korean artillery fires 500 rounds per minute. By the time American forces fully mobilize, 23,000 shells have hit Seoul. Casualties mount horrifically. 3,400 South Korean civilians dead in first hour. 900 wounded. Hospitals overflow. Emergency services collapse. The city descends into chaos. And this is just the opening salvo. U.S. Indo-Pacific Command faces impossible calculation. 3 carrier strike groups committed to Taiwan now need forces for Korean Peninsula. USS Nimitz Carrier Strike Group is in San Diego. 5 days transit to Korea. USS George Washington is in Norfolk. 8 days away. No immediate naval reinforcement available. Air Force can deploy bombers and fighters. But they're already supporting Taiwan operations. Every F-35 sent to Korea is one not available for Chinese targets. Every B-2 bomber striking North Korea can't simultaneously hit PLA positions. The math doesn't work. America can't be everywhere simultaneously. Russian moves come 3 hours later. At 6:52 a.m. Alaska time, NORAD radar stations detect multiple aircraft approaching from Siberia. 4 Tu-95 Bear bombers, 2 Tu-160 Blackjack strategic bombers, 6 Su-35 fighter escorts. They penetrate Alaskan air defense identification zone at multiple points. F-22 Raptors scramble from Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson. Intercept Russian formation 200 miles from Alaskan coast. Russian bombers don't turn back. They maintain course. Weapons bays open. Kh-55 cruise missiles visible on external hardpoints. American pilots request permission to engage. Rules of engagement are clear. Can't fire unless fired upon. Russians are testing, probing, forcing American response without triggering war. Subscribe now because this situation is developing rapidly and you need to stay informed. The Russian probe continues for 47 minutes. Bombers approach to 150 miles from Alaska, then 120 miles, then 100 miles. American F-22s maintain intercept position. Radio warnings broadcast continuously. Russian pilots ignore them. At 98 miles from Alaskan coast, the Russian formation turns back. Mission accomplished. No shots fired, but message delivered. Russia can strike American homeland. Alaska is vulnerable. Defending Alaska requires forces. Forces that can't simultaneously defend Taiwan or Korea. Strategic distraction achieved. But Russia doesn't stop there. European Command reports massive Russian military exercises beginning along NATO borders. 85,000 troops mobilizing in Kaliningrad. Tank battalions moving toward Polish border. S-400 air defense systems activating. Iskander missile launchers deploying. This isn't invasion preparation. This is pressure. Force NATO to choose. Reinforce Eastern Europe or support Pacific operations. Can't do both effectively. Every brigade sent east is one unavailable for global crisis. Iranian action comes next. At 11:23 a.m. local time, Revolutionary Guard speedboats swarm commercial shipping in Strait of Hormuz. 47 small boats, armed with machine guns and RPGs. They intercept Singaporean oil tanker MT Harmony, board the vessel, take crew hostage, demand ransom and political concessions. Similar attacks hit 3 more tankers within 2 hours. The strait becomes piracy zone. 30% of global oil supply passes through Hormuz. Iran just weaponized the world's most critical shipping lane. U.S. Fifth Fleet, based in Bahrain, responds immediately. 2 Arleigh Burke destroyers transit toward Hormuz at flank speed. Carrier strike group commanded by USS Dwight D. Eisenhower adjusts course. But Eisenhower is 400 miles away, 8 hours to reach combat position. Meanwhile, Iranian attacks continue. More tankers boarded, more crews taken hostage. Oil prices spike to $198 per barrel. European economies shudder, Asian markets crash. Iran creates global economic crisis, while American carriers are committed elsewhere. This kind of comprehensive multi-theater analysis takes extensive research. Subscribe to support our work. Pakistani military mobilizes along Indian border starting at 2 p.m. local time. 3 corps, 120,000 troops. Tank divisions move toward Kashmir. Artillery battalions deploy to firing positions. Nuclear-capable Shaheen missiles test fire into Arabian Sea. Pakistan claims this is routine exercise. India knows better. Pakistani mobilization coincides with Chinese crisis. Timing is coordinated. Beijing asked Islamabad to pressure India, keep Indian military focused on Pakistan, prevent any Indian support for American operations in Pacific. Pakistan complies. Historic alliance with China trumps all other considerations. Indian military responds predictably. 4 corps activate. 180,000 troops move toward Pakistan border. Armored divisions deploy. Air Force goes to high alert. Navy positions in Arabian Sea. Suddenly, South Asia teeters on nuclear brink. 2 nuclear-armed rivals mobilizing for potential conflict. American intelligence must monitor. CIA station in New Delhi reports hourly. NSA intercepts increase. Satellite coverage intensifies. But America can't intervene, can't mediate, can't deploy forces to stabilize region. Everything is committed to Taiwan, Korea, Alaska, Middle East. South Asia must fend for itself. What would you do as National Security Advisor facing 5 simultaneous crises? Comment your strategic priorities below. Pentagon holds emergency session at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Joint Chiefs assess global situation. Secretary of Defense chairs meeting. Situation is unprecedented. 5 major crises, multiple theaters, coordinated adversaries, limited available forces. The assessment takes 2 hours. Conclusions are grim. America faces strategic overextension. Can't respond effectively to all threats simultaneously. Must prioritize. Must accept risk in some areas to concentrate in others. Must potentially cede ground to adversaries in secondary theaters. Admiral Philip Grant, Chairman of Joint Chiefs, presents force allocation analysis. Current disposition: 3 carrier strike groups in Western Pacific committed to Taiwan. 1 carrier strike group in Persian Gulf responding to Iran. 1 carrier in Mediterranean supporting NATO. 2 carriers in port maintenance in United States. Available forces: none immediately. Theodore Roosevelt Carrier Strike Group can deploy from San Diego in 72 hours. But 72 hours might as well be 72 days. Korean crisis is now. Alaskan threat is immediate. Iranian hostages need rescue today. No good options exist. Air Force faces similar dilemma. B-2 bomber fleet consists of 20 aircraft. 6 are deployed in Asia, striking Chinese targets. 4 are in maintenance. 10 are available, but 10 bombers can't cover 5 theaters. Every mission to Korea is one not flown against China. Every strike in Middle East depletes precision weapons needed for Pacific. F-35 fleet is spread globally. 187 aircraft committed to Taiwan operations. 83 supporting Korea. 42 in Middle East. 68 defending Alaska. 91 in Europe, deterring Russia. Total active inventory: 450 aircraft. Reserves: none. Every F-35 is deployed or in maintenance. No surge capacity exists. If you're following this complex global crisis, hit that like button and subscribe for updates. Submarine force provides only bright spot. Virginia-class attack submarines are positioned globally. 4 in Western Pacific hunting Chinese ships. 2 near Korea, monitoring North Korean activity. 3 in Middle East, watching Iranian movements. 2 near Alaska, tracking Russian submarines. American submarine advantage remains decisive, but submarines can't defend Seoul from artillery, can't intercept Russian bombers, can't rescue hostages in Hormuz. Submarine dominance doesn't solve land-based crises. Chinese strategy becomes clear through intercepted communications. NSA decrypts PLA high command messages. Beijing coordinated this multi-front pressure campaign weeks ago. Meetings with Russian, Iranian, North Korean, Pakistani counterparts. Agreements to simultaneously pressure American interests. Each nation promised benefits. Russia gets tacit support for European aggression. Iran receives advanced missiles. North Korea gets food aid. Pakistan obtains fighter aircraft. China orchestrated global anti-American coalition. 4 adversaries acting in concert to break American power through simultaneous crises. American allies respond with mixed effectiveness. Japan immediately pledges full support. Self-defense forces activate. Bases open to American operations. Intelligence sharing increases. Japan understands Chinese victory means Japanese subjugation. South Korea fights for survival against North Korean artillery. No resources to spare for broader conflict. Australia deploys naval forces to Western Pacific. 6 destroyers, 2 submarines. Meaningful but modest contribution. European NATO promises support. Delivers statements. No actual forces deploy. Germany issues condemnation of Russian aggression. France calls for diplomatic solution. Poland mobilizes reserves. But European military capacity is limited. Decades of underfunding means minimal ability to project power globally. Middle Eastern allies prove equally limited. Saudi Arabia condemns Iranian piracy, does nothing to stop it. Israel considers preemptive strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities, decides against during global crisis. UAE offers base access, provides intelligence. Small Gulf states hunker down, hoping to avoid involvement. Regional allies lack capacity to challenge Iranian Revolutionary Guard without American support. American support is unavailable, committed elsewhere. Your engagement directly shapes our coverage. Comment your analysis and share this breakdown. By June 10th, the global situation reaches critical point. North Korean artillery continues bombarding Seoul. 47,000 South Korean casualties. American forces conduct counter-battery fire but can't eliminate all North Korean guns. Russian bombers probe Alaskan defenses daily. Each probe requires F-22 response. Each response burns flight hours and pilot endurance. Iranian hostage crisis drags on. 147 crew members held. Ransom demands increase. Pakistani mobilization intensifies. Indian response escalates. Nuclear rhetoric from both sides increases. American intelligence assesses 15% probability of Indo-Pakistani nuclear exchange. Unacceptable risk, unavoidable threat. Chinese military uses this distraction effectively. PLA Air Force reconstitutes faster than American intelligence predicted. New aircraft arrive from inland bases. Replacement pilots complete training. Within 72 hours of catastrophic losses, Chinese air capability partially recovers. Not to pre-war levels, but enough to threaten American operations. Chinese submarines increase activity. 3 Type 093 attack boats position near American carrier groups. They're quieter than previous models, harder to detect. American attack submarines hunt them. But finding submarines takes time. Meanwhile, Chinese boats threaten American capital ships. American domestic politics fracture under pressure. Opposition party demands force concentration. Choose one theater. Win decisively. Accept losses elsewhere. Ruling party insists on global commitments. Can't abandon allies. Must defend interests everywhere. Public opinion splits. 54% support Taiwan defense. 48% support Korean operations. 39% support Middle East deployment. 28% support European deterrence. Numbers don't add up to 100% because many Americans oppose all operations. War fatigue sets in after 3 weeks. Casualties mount. Costs escalate. Strategic objectives remain unclear. Media coverage grows increasingly critical. CNN runs a segment titled American Overextension, Empire's Limits Exposed. Fox News debates, can America win 5 wars simultaneously? New York Times publishes analysis, The Myth of American Omnipotence. Wall Street Journal editorial argues strategic prioritization essential. Every news cycle brings more criticism, more questions, more doubt. Political pressure on president becomes intense. Administration must show progress somewhere, must achieve victory in at least one theater, must prove American power remains effective. Was China's multi-front strategy brilliant or desperate? Does this reveal American weakness or Chinese fear? Leave your analysis below. June 12th brings critical decision point. National Security Council convenes. President must prioritize. Options presented by Joint Chiefs. Option 1. Concentrate on Taiwan. Accept Korean casualties. Allow Russian probes. Negotiate Iranian hostage release. Let India and Pakistan resolve tensions. Win decisively in Pacific, even if losing elsewhere. Option 2. Distribute forces evenly. Accept inability to win any theater decisively. Hope adversaries exhaust before America does. Prevent total defeat anywhere by accepting partial defeat everywhere. Option 3. Negotiate. Trade concessions for de-escalation. Accept some Chinese gains in exchange for North Korean stand-down. Partial victory better than total overextension. President chooses option 1. Taiwan is primary theater. Chinese defeat there breaks their entire strategy. Every other crisis is secondary. Korea must hold with existing forces. Alaska defends with available fighters. Iran gets diplomatic pressure, but no military rescue. India-Pakistan situation, monitored but not managed. European theater gets reassurance, but no reinforcements. All available forces concentrate on destroying Chinese military completely. Risky decision, but clear strategy. Win where winning matters most. Implementation begins immediately. 2 additional carrier strike groups deploy to Western Pacific. Theodore Roosevelt from San Diego, George Washington from Norfolk. Both arrive within 7 days. Bomber sorties against Chinese targets triple. Submarine operations intensify. Goal is eliminate Chinese naval capability completely. Sink every planned warship. Destroy every Chinese submarine. Reduce PLA Air Force to impotence. Make Chinese military reconstruction take decades. Strategic victory requires total tactical dominance. The second front is fully open. What began as Taiwan intervention becomes global crisis. China orchestrated brilliantly, 4 adversaries acting simultaneously. 5 theaters demanding American attention, resources stretched beyond capacity, allies unable to compensate. American military supremacy tested like never before. Question isn't whether America can win one war. Question is whether America can win 5 wars simultaneously against coordinated adversaries who studied American weaknesses for decades and struck exactly where it hurts most. To adversaries watching this unfold, understand the calculation clearly. American military power remains dominant in any single theater. Technology advantage decisive. Training superior. Experience unmatched. But America cannot be everywhere simultaneously. Physical limits constrain even superpowers. Ships travel at 30 knots. Aircraft fly at 500 miles per hour. Troops require days to deploy. Geography still matters. Distance still costs. Time still constrains. Coordinated multi-front pressure can overextend even dominant military. China learned this lesson. Executed this strategy. Results are unfolding globally. 3 final strategic questions demand consideration. First, can American military sustain operations across 5 theaters for months without breaking? Second, does Chinese multi-front strategy demonstrate confidence or desperation? Third, at what point does defending everything mean defending nothing? Your strategic analysis matters. Drop it in comments. Share with defense analysts. Subscribe because this situation develops hourly. When second fronts open, everything changes. When adversaries coordinate, options narrow. When 5 wars happen simultaneously, even superpowers struggle. The front opened. Now watch whether America can close it while keeping all other fronts stable. History will judge not whether America could win Taiwan, but whether America could win Taiwan while fighting Korea, deterring Russia, countering Iran, and monitoring Pakistan. That's the real test of 21st century superpower status.